Hello, Namaste everyone. Today we are going to discuss very valuable topic. That is about plastic and their harmful effects and how to control the damage of environment by the plastics. For that I am going to tell you few steps. By following that steps we can protect our environment that damage caused by plastics. Okay, so nowadays if you observe, everywhere we are using plastic in one form or in any different forms we are using. For example, toothbrush, so it is made up of plastic, and packets, that means wrappers of different food materials are made up of different kinds of plastics, or water bottles, and some dolls which are made up of plastics. So everywhere, that means without using plastic, so no material entering into our house. Every material wearing a dress of plastic, then only it entering into our home, whether it is oil or milk or vegetable or fruit or anything, whether it is edible or any other tools. So everything it is entering into our home by wearing this plastic. Okay, so why? Because the plastic is available cheaply and durable and lightweight, so that's why we are using a lot. But so if we continue this usage of this large amount of plastic, so it destroys the life. It destroys the life. Though it destroys the life, so we can't avoid using of this plastics in our day-to-day life. We can't prevent, but we can decrease the uses of plastic in our day-to-day life. So now I am going to tell you by taking one example how this damages our life. See, look at this picture. So here there is a paper. So if you pour water on that, what happens? It absorbs some water, right? If you take sponge, if you pour water on it, so what happens? It also absorbs water. Now you imagine the sponge or paper as our earth. So if we pour water on the surface of the earth, what happens? So that soil absorbs some water, then it enters into the deeper layers of the soil and form groundwater. Okay, so in the same manner, when the rain falls, so what happens? Some amount of water it absorbed by the soil, and that forms groundwater. Okay, and the remaining water flow away from that place. Now with this we can understand, when the rain falls, so the soil absorbs water and it makes the groundwater. That groundwater we are using for drinking nowadays mostly, right? So now what we are doing here, now look at this picture. There is a paper or the sponge. If we cover this with plastic cover, if you keep one plastic cover on this, and if you pour water, what happens? It won't absorb water, right? So even water won't touches to that sponge, right? So in the same manner, what we are doing nowadays is, so we are using lot of plastic and we are throwing into the soil. You just imagine, every day we are throwing some crores of plastic covers into the soil, but we can't detect them. We can't identify easily that covers in the soil. Okay, now you imagine, if we throw, you take one particular place and throw some plastic covers every day there, And if you pour water, what happens? It won't, that water won't enter into the deeper layers of the soil. So that water flow away from that place. Okay, so like that, when we throw large amount of plastics into the soil, so they may not decompose. Biologically, they won't decompose. So that's why they remains for longer time in the soil, and it won't allow the rainwater into the deeper layers. So what this plastic is doing in the soil, one thing is it decreases the ground water levels. Though there is rainfall, so that water won't enter into the deeper layers. So that causes, that means excess usage of plastic causes depletion of groundwater. This is one problem. And another problem is, so this plastic, some plastics, so they leach some chemicals when they remains in the soil for longer time. So that leaching of chemicals may pollute the groundwater. So that ground, it is very difficult to remove that chemicals from the groundwater. So the main source of drinking is groundwater, no. So that means that chemicals enters into our body and damages not only humans, even some other animals also drink that water, and that leads to depletion of the organisms. Okay, so in this way plastic is causing harm. So that plastic in different ways we are using, so in the form of water bottles and some other boxes and toothbrushes, everything, shampoos, chocolates, everything wrapped with plastic cover, and that entering into our life, and we are throwing them into the soil, and we are making our lives miserable by using this plastic. Don't we have responsibility to protect ourselves? Who will protect us? No organism protect us. We ourselves, we have to protect ourselves. So that's why we need to follow some steps to protect ourselves for some time. Otherwise there is no life on the earth. That means even first the humans can't survive. Why? Because this plastic pollute the soil, it pollute the water, while making in the factories it releases some harmful gases. So all this, it pollutes the total environment. So that's why we need to minimize. We can't prevent uses of this plastic in our day-to-day life, but we can minimize the uses of plastic. So for that I am going to tell you few steps or few tips to minimize the uses of plastic in our day-to-day life. Some we can't avoid using of plastic, but we can minimize, so that leads to protection of environment. So now what I am going to tell you, that steps are very easy, and we can use in our day-to-day life, and this help us a lot. Now let us see what are that steps. Here daily we are going to market or grocery, so to buy different food items or some any other things. So what we are doing is, we are not carrying anything with us. So if we go to a market to purchase something, so what they are doing, they are giving one plastic carry bag, and they are keeping everything what we took there, and they are giving us. Okay, so instead of taking that plastic carry bag, so we can carry one bag which is made up of cloth, so that we can reduce the using of, that means production of even the plastic. Okay, so just instead of taking there that plastic carry bag, so if we carry one cloth bag, we can minimize the usage of plastic. So in that way, so you just imagine if you are going to grocery, weekly once. So within 1 month you can reduce the 4 covers. Okay, so in the same manner, whenever you are going to buy or purchase eggs or meat, there also they are giving in one plastic cover. So if we are buying meat or fish anything, so they are giving in 2 covers. So there also we can reduce this by following one small step. It is very easy. So if we carry one box with us while we are going to buy meat, so that we can avoid at every time when we buy meat, if we carry a box like this, so we can reduce the usage of plastic. It is very easy, it is not difficult. Even you can if you are feeling shy, you can carry your children along with you, so that they can learn so what is the need of carrying this box, and they won't feel shy in their future. In the same manner, for purchasing so what eggs, there also you can use already the existed plastic covers, or you can take one tray which is reusable, you can use for many times. So like that, carrying this boxes or this kind of trays, we can reduce the plastic. So like that, in every weekly once, if you are buying weekly once the meat, so within a month almost 9 to 10 or 8 to 10 plastic covers we can avoid. That means we can stop entering of these covers into the soil. So in this way we can decrease. And very important thing is one more thing here I want to share you with you, that is birthday. So for birthdays, so what we are doing, our children are distributing chocolates. So minimum, so if we take 100 chocolates, if you say 100 chocolates, so 100 wrappers or we are throwing into the soil. 100 wrappers, you just imagine if every student do like that. For example, say 100 students in a school, for example, if every student that means 100 chocolates, so for their birthdays if they distribute, what happens? So every student 100, that means 10,000 wrappers. You just imagine how much space they occupies. 10,000 chocolate wrappers, it occupies the soil. So already I told you, so we are covering the soil with plastic, so water won't enter into the deeper layers. So instead of that, some homemade sweets, so you can prepare at your home, sitting all together, all the family members, you can sit all together and you plan for making one sweet, so that you can distribute to, that means the friends or your family friends, so to all, so that is healthy as well as eco-friendly. See, in our school I told our students, so most of them they are not giving chocolates nowadays. So what they are giving us, some homemade food materials, and some they are giving the fruits which are available in their home or in their garden or in their field. So like mangoes according to season. If you are growing bananas, you can distribute bananas. It is eco-friendly and healthy also. And some students they are giving laddus, homemade laddus, and some they are giving like coconut along with some jaggery. It's a very nutritious and healthy. So by giving this kind of things, so what happens, it won't cause any harm to the environment, almost less or very less harm it causes. So by doing this for your children's birthdays, so we can reduce the pollution caused by that plastic. It is very easy and healthy also. Okay, so I hope you follow this for your children's birthdays. Avoid distributing chocolates in their birthdays, on their birthdays. Instead of that, you can give homemade food materials or fruits, or you can give please a very cheap and nutritious food like coconut as well as jaggery. Okay, so then one more thing, if there is a chance, you can do this. For example, if you are living in the same apartment, so all the members of the apartment can gather and discuss. You can purchase some plates, plastic, not plastic, so steel plates and steel glasses. So whenever there is a function in that apartment, you can take all that and you can utilize. So you can reuse them. Instead of that, if you use this plastic glasses or plates, everything, so it causes damage to our earth a lot. You just imagine in an apartment there are 10 families. You just imagine. So if they celebrate their children's birthday or any marriage function or anything, if they celebrate, what happens? More than some thousands of plastic glasses and plates, so they throw into the soil. It causes enormous damage to the earth. So that instead of that, if you plan to purchase some 50 or 100 plates, steel plates, or 50 to 100 glasses, if you purchase and if you keep together, if you utilize, what happens? You just imagine some lakhs of plastic we can stop entering into the soil. So these are the few steps. Even if you have any other ideas, you can share with me. So I hope you follow these few steps, so to protect ourselves, okay, from the damage caused by the plastic. Okay, I hope you follow this. Thank you.